Om Yashandasam Vishwarupaham Chandabhyadhamrita Sambhavuvam Samendra Medhaya Sprinatu Amritasya Devadharano Bhuyasam Shariram Me Vicharshanam Jivha Me Madhumattamam Karnabhyamburi Vishrubham Brahmana Koshosi Medhaya Pihitam Shrutang Me Gopayam. From the Taittiriya Upanishad. May Brahman, the foremost of the Vedic hymn, who assumes all forms, who has sprung from the immortal hymns of the Vedas, may that Lord cheer me with wisdom. O Lord, may I be possessor of immortality. May my body be competent to acquire self-knowledge. May my tongue be exceedingly sweet. May I hear abundantly with my ears. Thou, Om, art the seed of Brahman, concealed by worldly intelligence. Guard me, what I have learned. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Don't worry. This morning our subject is Stories of Vedanta Monks, Part 24. This is a series of lectures based on the diaries of monks of the Ramakrishna order. They are the second generation monks who are disciples of the direct disciples of Ramakrishna. We study Vedanta, but we like to see some people, those who have experimented, verified, practiced Vedanta in their daily life. We want to see some role models whom we can imitate in our day-to-day life. We really need some role models. It is said, Pravartito Deepo Evo Pradipat. Light one lamp by the another lamp. That is the custom. There is an original lamp. You bring your lamp, you light it. I bring my lamp, I light it. From this lighted lamp. But this lighted lamp, the light never goes away. It never loses its light. The light remains the same. We are all lighting our candles from the original light. That is the way Buddha says, Atma Deepo Bhava. Light your own lamp. It is extremely important to light the lamp. How to light the lamp? A guru asked his disciple, there is an Indian lamp, which is oil and wick. Light the lamp. He took the matches and tried to light the lamp. It did not ignite. I failed. Then the guru says, find out why you failed. He checked and found inside the lamp there is no oil, water. Sir, it is the water. That is the reason I could not light the lamp. Throw away the water. Light again. Again failed. Why? Check. He found the wick is full of water. There is no oil there. Squeeze the wick. Soak into oil. Again light. This time it lighted. What is the significance of this story? The light, the oil is love in our heart. And the mind is the wick. You will have to squeeze the worldliness from the light, from the mind, and soak into the oil, and then light it. Then it will light. That is the way Vedantic teachings work. Light your own lamp, which is extremely important. There was a famous Sanskrit poet in Kerala. He wrote Ramakrishna Karnamritam. One line he wrote, I liked it. Dedipate bhuvi gadadhara dharma deepaha. Dedipate means it is shining. Gadadhara, the name of Sri Ramakrishna. The light of religion of Sri Ramakrishna is shining and destroying the darkness of this world. Let me read the English version of that verse. The light of Dharma, known as Ramakrishna, shines in this world, removing the darkness of ignorance in worldly-minded people, absorbing the oil of love provided by his close attendants, and illumining all the great paths of spiritual fulfillment, known as the yogas. Dedipate bhuvi gadadhara dharma deepa. That's a beautiful line. Before I begin my subject, let me tell you a little bit about Vedanta. Many of you are coming for a long time and listening to Vedanta. It is a vast subject. 5,000 years, this spiritual tradition of Vedanta come to us. The rishis, the sages, they experimented the whole spectrum of human life. Who am I? Where we are in this world, what this world we live in. What is the goal of human life? What is bondage? What is liberation? Where is bliss? Where is peace? In this way, they explored and explored and explored and left their findings in the Upanishads, in the Gita. So when we talk about Vedanta, we generally mean 3 books. Many books are there, hundreds, thousands. Upanishad, which is revealed truth, Brahma Sutra, reasoned truth, and Bhagavad Gita, practical truth. Shankara, the great exponent of Vedanta philosophy, mentioned, it is a beautiful verse, Shlokardhena prabhakshyami jaduktam granthakuchivi brahma sittam yoganvitta jiva brahmaiva napara. What has been enumerated in millions of books, that I shall tell you in half a verse. Brahma Satyam, Brahman alone is real. This world is not real, apparent. And each individual being is Brahman, God. This is the whole Vedanta. Now, objections against Vedanta. Some people say, especially the Westerners, Swami, there are so many technical words in Vedanta we do not understand. That is true. For that reason, I always suggest read Swami Vivekananda's 4 yogas, especially Jnana Yoga. You will get the quintessence of Vedanta there. Technical words. When I came first to this country, I found I could not understand the American words, many words. Our monks and nuns in Hollywood, they're talking, I could not follow what they say. Then I was thinking, do I know English? Then slowly, I trained my ears. And I started to learn some of their vocabulary, some slangs. Sometimes you use some words we do not understand that way. If you say hang on, we say hold on. See, we are born and brought up in British English. So sometimes we do not understand. So my English teacher used to say, Swami, some American words do not sound good. Bath, path, math. British better. Bath, path, mathematics. Some British words also do not sound good. Garage, barrage, garage, barrage. Some British words also do not sound good. Let us be mid-Atlantic. So that is the way my education started in Hollywood, how to learn and understand these words. Then one of my hippie disciples gave me a book on dictionary of slangs to understand American words. Anyhow, another thing, another complaint against Vedanta, Vedanta is very dry. How can it be dry? The subject matter of Vedanta is Chetanananda. Existence, consciousness, bliss, absolute. Bliss is the guiding force. Do you know what they say? What is the goal? Paramananda prapti, ajnano nivritti. The goal of human life is to attain the supreme bliss. Bliss. That is the goal. So this thing cannot be dry. What is this bliss? And I think I told you my story. Brahma wanted to hide. He thought that if I give everything to my children, they will never come back to me. So at least one or two things I shall keep with me. He kept bliss and peace with him. Then what happened? Well, where shall he keep it? Somebody, one God says that put it under the ground. Well, no, they will get it by bursting the dynamite. Well, put it in outer space. Well, no, they will go with space shuttle. Put it under the water. No, they will go by submarine and get it. So I shall keep this bliss and peace in the heart of each human being, so that if you want it, you will have to go within. That is a beautiful story. Second complaint is difficult. Vedanta is difficult. It is not difficult. Those who are lazy, never tried, never had a guru, they complain it is difficult. I used to tease one of our American devotees, you people want to realize God reclining on lazy boy chair, smoking cigarette, drinking coffee, watching TV. That is the way you want God. Exactly, Swami, that is the way I want God. Here is the coconut. Inside the coconut is sweet water, milk, and kernel, meat. So if you really want the coconut, you will have to remove the thick skin, you will have to break the shell, then you will get it. Same thing in Vedanta. If you really want the joy, bliss of Vedanta, you will have to make a little effort in the beginning. Then it will be easy. Another complaint against Vedanta, Vedanta emphasizes world is not real, Jagat Mitha. A young man went to aim. I want to be a monk. Really, you want to be a monk? You go to cremation ground every day and give me a report. He went there, found some dead bodies are burnt in the funeral pyre, and reported that how many he saw. How do you feel? Yeah, I saw so many people die. I saw that cremation. Everybody will die one day. Your world is your body. My world is my body. This body proves that this world is not real. Real means the thing which exists in the past, present, and future. Nothing you can see in this world which exists in the past, present, and future. Nothing. Anyhow, Mithya, do you know what Mithya means? Vedanta does not. Vedanta says this world is apparently real. My headache is real, my stomach is real, my hunger is real. But that is not absolutely real. It goes away, again it comes. It goes away, again it comes. That is called the domain of Maya, pair of opposites. That is the way the world functions. You have never found a person who is all the time happy or all the time miserable. No way. They rotate. The pendulum of the clock must swing. Happiness, misery. Happiness, misery. Our goal, Swamiji says, is to stop the pendulum, go beyond both. Mithya. When you realize God, then the world becomes unreal. Before you realize God, this world is real. As Sri Ramakrishna says, one thorn pricked in your foot, you take another thorn, take this thorn out and throw away both. You do not put the thorn in your pocket. That is the way it works. You will have to remove the ignorance by knowledge and then transcend both. Only this kind of teachings you will find in Vedanta philosophy. Next, complain, Vedanta does not encourage enjoyment. No, it is a wrong idea. Vedanta says, enjoy this world. But you people do not know how to enjoy. The first verse of the Isha Upanishad tells us, Isha Vaissamidam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita ma grida kosyasi dhanam. Cover this whole world with God consciousness. Isha, God. Idam sarvam, mobile, immobile, moving, unmoving, whatever you see, cover everything with God consciousness. Tena tyaktena bhunjita, enjoy through renunciation. Ma grida kosyasi dhanam, do not covet others' wealth. This is the first verse. In this first verse, we find the quintessence of the Upanishads. How can I enjoy through renunciation? Let me give you an example. You have a home. You are busy to maintain it, clean it, paint it, fixing this thing, problem, that problem, the air conditioning is not working, plumbing is not working, there is some leakage, basement, water in the basement. So many problems if you have a house. And all the time you are taking care of it again and again. But when you go for vacation, perhaps near the beach, if you have a holiday inn, you are there for a week, you really enjoy that place. No maintenance, no cleaning. But in home, you have a lot of responsibility to maintain it. So really, because do you know what is the difference? Here you have attachment in your home. And in the holiday inn, you have zero attachment. So in holiday inn, really you enjoy life. And in the home, very difficult. I'm just telling you that how to enjoy life. So we cannot make our home holiday inn. But a living soul can. They know this house belongs to Sri Ramakrishna, God. I'm just the caretaker, that's all. Swamiji made another significant remark, how to enjoy this world. You are a painter, I am a buyer of the painting. You do not enjoy the painting, I do not enjoy the painting. Do you know why? You are thinking how much more money I can make it. And I am thinking how less I can give it. And here is an spectator. How beautiful is that painting? One of our devotees in Laguna Beach, Bennett Bradbury, he made one Grand Canyon, huge. Then I was asking, how much will you ask for? So I made $25,000 minimum. I really enjoyed that, how he did it. And he's a oceanographer, he made ocean painting, the waves. He was very expert. So anyhow, so the person who is not buying, he's just seeing, he really enjoys the painting because he has no attachment for it. You have attachment, I have attachment. So the moment you really do not attach, you are not attached to this world, you really enjoy this world. Swamiji gave another illustration. Here is a person, 100% his mind in the enjoyment. 100% mind. acquire zero godless life. Pure, completely godless life. And here is another person who lives in the cave, renouncing everything. He also does not enjoy this world. He is dry. And this person is soggy. Sri Ramakrishna says, Ma, amake roshe boshe rakesh. Mother, don't make me a dry monk. I really want to enjoy this world. Do you know how it comes? After realizing God, when you come to this world, you will really enjoy this world. That Vedanta teaches. First realize God, then come and enjoy this world. Anyhow, I just give you some brief introduction of how Vedanta works. Now I shall go to the subject. These conversations are from the diaries of a monk. This monk says, he is talking about Swami Shivananda, direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. He says, I had high fever. I was bedridden for a few days. Swami Shivananda, disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, he was I don't know whether when he was the president of the order. He came and started to rub my head with some balm so that I may not get headache, and fanning me. Well, I was so moved. I said, Swami, I am supposed to serve you. Why you have come to serve me? No, in home, parents serve the children. Parents serve the children. Well, I was very moved. Well, one day I saw Swami Brahmananda. He was in Benares. He was standing under a tree. And he was telling me, look, the world is so far, far away from me. It seems like a cloud in a distant space. Then he was telling, have you seen the burnt rope? A big rope on the floor. You set fire, whole thing will be burned. But you blow it out, it will be blown away. That burnt rope cannot bind you. So he was telling me that, that is the way I am looking at the world. It is, the world disappears from my mind. It is only God, God alone. This Swami Shivananda was talking about Samadhi and Sushupti. Look, deep sleep and Samadhi, do you know the difference? Difference in deep sleep, your mind does not work. Mind also sleeps. Who protects your body when you are in deep sleep? Prana. You breathe. Heart pumps blood even in deep sleep. That is the way your body functions. But your mind is not there. But when you come back from sleep, again the world appears in the mind. The whole world is in the mind. Then he was talking about Samadhi. During Samadhi, Chitta Vritti remains. Vritti. I am Brahman. I am Brahman. I am Brahman. Only this Vritti works. And then the Vritti also stops. Then you merge into Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So that is the difference between Samadhi and Sushupti. In Samadhi, Vritti remains. But only one Vritti, not many. Our minds are full of Vrittis. Vritti means thought waves. So he was talking about when you have deep sleep, you get rest. Similarly, the yogis, when they have Samadhi, they rest. Their minds remains in equilibrium, peace. Just like waveless, rippleless lake, calm, serene. That is the way mind remains in Samadhi. Then he was talking about Swami Turiyananda in Banaras. They are studying the Bhagavatam. The story goes, when Krishna was incarnated, his relatives, friends, his people could not recognize him. Oh, he is Krishna, our uncle, our nephew, our son, these things. They could not recognize him. They thought he is our friend. They are giving a simile. It is a shallow water, and here is the moon. Seeing the moon, the small fish, they generally jump and play with that light of the moon. And they think moon is our companion, our friend. When the moon sets in the morning, these fish are miserable. So he was talking about that when Swami Bibi, what is called, Swami Vivekananda was with us, we felt that Swami Vivekananda is one of our friends, one of our close, we could not recognize him. Now he passed away. We now feel that we are like those unfortunate fish who could not recognize the greatness of Vivekananda. It's a beautiful thing. But saying so, Turiyananda, tears came from his eyes. But we could not understand Swamiji. Swami Sharadananda also mentioned, Swamiji was so close to us, and we lived together, ate together, worked together. We thought that he is one of us, but now we feel he is incomparable. It was in New York, Miss Minnie Book was a disciple of Swami Vivekananda. He gave 160 acres of land in Northern California to build a retreat, Vedanta retreat. 160 acres of land. I went there a couple of times. It is Shanti Ashram. I do not know whether you have seen Lick Observatory in Northern California, in the desert. So Swamiji was asking Turiyananda, it was in 1900, brother, you go and just start this retreat, this center, and train these American people what is true Vedanta. He was reluctant to go. Swamiji said, brother, it is mother's wish, you please go. Immediately Turiyananda said, it is mother's wish or your wish? Perhaps you are encouraging me that it is mother's wish. Can anybody hear mother's voice and this and that? Swamiji said, yes, brother. I heard it is mother's voice. You go. Then Turiyananda did not argue with Swamiji. One can hear God's voice. Then Turiyananda said, when I was in India, we used to think that Swamiji was a talented, a gifted, a great person. But when I went to America, I realized Swamiji was a poet, a prophet. He told us, I can see what will happen next 500 years in India. The Divine Mother showed me. He is called Bhavishyat Drashta, the seer of the future. Those people are the prophets. They can see. That is the reason I asked people to study Swamiji, those who come to Vedanta. Then the Swami explained, after the Kurukshetra war, it was a terrible massacre. 18 million people are killed. Yudhishthir was supposed to be the king. He was reluctant to be the king. I don't want to sit on the throne. So many people died. I don't want to rule this country anymore. I better go to the forest In the meantime, Krishna came and Krishna asked him, Yudhishthir, brother, please be the monk. Immediately he changed his mind. Swami Turiyananda says, do you know what does it mean? It means Shaktipat. Krishna transmitted power to Yudhishthira and changed his mind. You know, sometimes some spiritual people, they will see, they might touch you. That means he's pouring his Shakti, his spiritual power to the disciples. It's Sri Ramakrishna. Sometimes he used to touch. Once it happened, a Pundit scholar came to argue with Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna was talking to him the truth. The Pundit will not accept. Arguing and arguing all the time. Then Sri Ramakrishna took his hand and pushed him. Hello, I am telling you the truth and you are not accepting. The moment he touched, psh, yes sir, you are right. Do you know what does it mean? It means Sri Ramakrishna can destroy somebody's ego instantly. When we fight, you always remember, the fighting is going between the egos. He can collapse your ego instantly by a single touch and give you higher experience. Swami Turiyananda said she stayed in America for 3 years, from 1899 to 1902. 3 years he was in this country. The avatars work with 3 kinds of people. First, an avatar, a divine incarnation, does not come alone, because he is the embodiment of spirituality, like an ice. An ice does not have any motion. It does not move. When the ice melts, then river comes. In the Himalayas, if you see all the snow-clad mountain melting, and then comes Ganges, Brahmaputra, Sindhu, all these rivers come. So this melted snow, it has motion. So disciples carry the power, carry the message. So disciples are like melted snow, rivers, and avatar is just like snow-clad mountain. That is the way it works. So what happens, he was talking about that avatar comes, first one group he takes, they are Nitya Siddha, ever perfect illumined souls. He recruits them, like Brahmananda, Vivekananda, they are Nitya Siddha, ever perfect souls. They come to this world just to do good to humanity. No other purpose. The second group, the avatar recruits them, train them so that they will be the ever perfect souls in the next birth, and they will come with the next avatar. And third group of people, he gives liberation. They are just ordinary group. Lord, I want to believe, I want liberation. Many selfish people. They give me liberation, go. We'll be happy with that one. That is Harananda, now Swami Gangananda. This monk was staying in the monastery, does not work. Most of the time he is repeating mantra, practicing meditation, pranayama, asana, and it does not work. Brahmananda's disciple, Maharaj told him, Gangaram, I see that you feel that you are a great soul. But Maharaj, I don't feel that way. But that is the way you are behaving. Why do you say so? Look, Swami Premananda is cutting vegetables for cooking. And you are not giving any service to the monastery. Which is not right. Then Maharaj, then I shall give up my spiritual instructions, I shall only work. No. You'll have to do both. At least every day you must give some service to the monastery because you are taking food here. It is very important. Swami Brahmananda used to say in the beginning, work and worship. In the second stage, work as worship. In the final stage, work is worship. One day I complained, Maharaj, I am practicing spiritual disciplines for a long time, but I am not getting any joy. If you can help me, I shall be very happy. You are my guru. Swami Brahmananda says, just do for 6 months what I have said. No question anymore. Some people do not do, only complain and complain and complain. No. In another place, Swami Brahmananda told a disciple, follow what I have said 3 years. And if you do not get the result, come and slap on my face. It must work. You know, spiritual life is very, very important. Japam, meditation, they really work. It has been experimented and verified. Holy Mother used to say, I used to repeat mantram 15 to 20,000 times a day. You do, your mind will be calm and serene in no time. It will work. So I got a limit from my guru, and later on I started to get some peace. Sometimes I used to observe that how the disciples would function. Once it was winter time, Swami Sharadananda was meditating, and Swami Shubhadananda, another Swami, he came and started to fan him with a palm leaf fan. Hey, what are you doing? I'm just serving a holy man. And everybody laughed. In winter, you are not supposed to fan a person. Then he said, in the monastery, once there was a dinner bell. Swami Vivekananda did not come. He was absorbed in his book, reading. So all disciples are waiting for him in the dining hall. Then they sent Khoka Maharaj, Swami Shubhadananda. He is by age, he is the youngest one. Khoka, please bring Swamiji. He went there. Swamiji was completely unaware of his presence. So from the back, he just shut the book. Swamiji looked at me, hey, rascal, you closed my book. Swamiji, dinner bell is gone. Food will be cold. We are all waiting for you. But I was reading, I don't know where I am reading. I checked the page number, I shall tell you where you are. Please come right now. We shall have to go for dinner. How these disciples of Ramakrishna, their inter-relation, inter-exchange is so beautiful. One day, very small incidents. He was the in charge of the kitchen, and that day they offered, the food was served in the lunch table, rice, what offered? Rice and mashed potato. Rice, mashed potato and dal. Only these three things are served in the dinner table. Swami Sharadananda was asking, hey Khoka, only these things you offer to Sri Ramakrishna today? No. For Sri Ramakrishna I gave 4 or 5 items of vegetables. But where are those vegetables? Well, no, nobody came to cut vegetables. I just cut a small quantity and offered to Sri Ramakrishna. For the other monks, only rice and mashed potato and dal and nothing else. Then Swami Sharadananda said, all right, from tomorrow I shall come and help you to cut the vegetables. He gave lessons to the other monks. You should participate. You must work. Beautiful, beautiful story. Well, Swami Brahmananda told this story. It was Shivaratri. Shivaratri means spring festival of Lord Shiva. That day you are supposed to fast, no food. Whole day you must pray and meditate on Shiva. And so, the disciples started to perform worship in the shrine, and Guru was repeating mantra. And the next house, they started to, some people are crying loudly. Then Guru was asking, hey, disciple, what is the matter? What is happening there? Sir, perhaps somebody is practicing Shivaratri there. Fasting and diet. Because the disciple was very hungry, you know. Well, it is the death caused from the fasting. Well, somebody perhaps was practicing Shivaratri there, so he died. Funny. Swami Prakashananda. Easily I could meet that Swami anyhow. He was a revolutionary. And the government, when he became a monk, the police would come and check the monastery every night. It was a botheration. So Swami Sharadananda met the governor and said this young man renounced that kind of revolutionary activities and fully committed to be a monk. Please remove this kind of surveillance against him. And the government finally agreed. So this Swami mentioned about Swami Sharadananda. A rich man came and gave some money for building the Holy Mother's temple in Jairambaji. Jairambaji is Holy Mother's birthplace. And then, after some time, this rich man was asking Sharadananda for a favor. Sharadananda said, no, that is not possible for me. Then this rich man said, sir, I gave you some money, you know, for building this temple. This Swami became very mad. He said, giving money, you want me? I don't care for that money. When he spoke in such a way, finally that man was embarrassed and begged forgiveness. He was telling that the Swami said that I have seen him to be angry. Generally, he was never angry. But another day, I found him very angry. He was a Nwara Brahman Sthita Prajna, unperturbed. But one day, do you know what happened? At night time, I found that he came out from his room and shouting and yelling to the slum dwellers. Udbodhan, those who have seen Udbodhan, you have seen that there's a small lane and there's a big slum next high. So from Swami's room, he can see what is going on in the slum, upstairs. So what happened, a Muslim worker, he's a jail laborer, he was beating his wife. And the wife was crying and shouting. And the Swami overheard it and saw it from the window. And then he could not check himself. He came out from upstairs, went to the slum and shouting. And then other monks also followed Swami Sharadananda and said, what is this? Stop it. Then the police came and took that man away. Swami mentioned that it was hard for Sharadananda to see that a woman is ill-treated. He could not bear it. Do you know why? He saw the Divine Mother in every woman. That he wrote in his book, Shakti Bharate Shakti Sadhana. by the grace of the Mother, I have seen the Divine Mother in every woman. If anybody ill-treats woman, he could not bear it. You see, if you read our Indian tradition, the main two characters of Ramayana and Mahabharata was Sita and Draupadi. And both came not from the woman's womb. Sita came from the ground, and Draupadi came from the fire. What happened? Sita was kidnapped by Ravana forcefully. As a result, the Ravana's whole dynasty was destroyed. Draupadi was pulled by hair and ill-treated. As a result, the Kaurava dynasty was completely annihilated. These are the stories we read in our tradition and see that danger to ill-treat any woman. If Shakti becomes angry, there will be no peace in your life. So Swami mentioned this thing in his memoirs. Sometimes it is not easy to serve an illumined souls. Sometimes they may say something, if you try to argue you, he will not take your service. But do never try to justify, just obey. Swami Chetanananda, that Swami is from Kerala. It was in Bangalore. Swami Nirmalananda had a hobby to make flower plants all over the ashrama. The ashrama must look like heaven, flowers. So he brought some flowers in a tub and he asked this monk, every day you must give a cup of water to this plant. So he was giving water. One day there was a heavy rain and the tub was full of water, but he was carrying 1 cup of water to put on the tub. Then Swami said, what are you doing? Already you see the tub is full of water and you are pouring more water there. Sir, you said that I must follow. You have no common sense. In Uttapalame, one day Swami was mad at him, get away! So he went to his room and packed his belongings and cloth and he was going away and came to bow down to the Swami. Where are you going? Sir, you asked me to go away, so I am going away from the monastery. Stupid. Sir, you said that. We had all kinds of people. He was writing that if any newcomer comes, first week he will not give any work. He will observe. Then second week, he will ask, clean this courtyard, broom it, clean this bathroom, in this way. Then slowly, now you go, work in the kitchen. Then you work in the shrine. In this way, he used to train them. He says, do you know what is the problem? Swami Premananda's training. Tell me your education. Sir, I got my master's degree. Is that so? Today you cut fodder for the cows. Say he went to cut the fodder and cut his finger. Then he came and said, Maharaj, I cut my finger. I asked you to cut fodder, not finger. Then he took this monk to the dispensary and had a bandage. He said, you might have an MA degree, but you do not know how to cut the fodder. Generally, they will thrash your ego so that you can be a good instrument in the hand of God. Ego means no good. believe Swami Atmabodhananda wrote, in Benares, a cook took shower in cold water and he was shivering and he was shouting, Shivoham, Shivoham, I am Shiva, I am Shiva. Swami Brahmananda heard it and he said, "Hey, क्या बोलता है? ये कहने की बात नहीं है, अनुभव की बात है." Mane, what are we talking about? Shivoham, Shiva, only verbally you are talking about I am God, I am God. It is a matter of experience, your realization. It is not mere vocal expression, I am God, I am God. It does not work that way. I was writing Swami Aparnananda. I met him several times. If you see that monk's face, so calm, serene, and sweet smile over his face all the time. And he was the head of Almora Center. And he created an atmosphere there that any monks come there, they will practice spiritual disciplines and study the scriptures and no work. That way they can go within and experience God. That is the reason he was in Almora. And what he would do, he would go to Bombay, he would go to Delhi, Calcutta to raise some money so that he can feed and take care of these monks. I used to watch him. Very good sadhu. So he was the attendant of, he was telling that Swami Shivananda and Swami Turiyananda were in Benares, in Almora. And they are 2 rooms per month, they are not talking to each other. But it is not necessary to talk. Amazing. I met another Swami, Swami Sadashivananda, Bhaktaraj Maharaj. He was a disciple of Swami Vivekananda. I met him in 1960, I met him. 59 or 60, in Advaita Ashrama. He came to Swami Vivekananda. He has a mark here. He was a Vaishnavite. Swamiji, oh, you are already the Bhaktaraj. You are already a king of the devotees. Do you need any initiation? But Swamiji initiated him. 18 years he worked in the hospital and served the sick people. Then he began to travel all over India and carried the message of Vivekananda, of Brahma, of Vedanta and Vivekananda. Then we met Swami Gauri Sharananda. He was the mother's disciple. A monk came to Swami Sharadananda and said, Maharaj, will you give me some money? I want to buy some scriptures. Of course I shall give you money. At the same time I shall give you some extra money so that you can buy a donkey. Who will carry your books, you see. Some of them. You see, the books I have, donkey is not enough. I need 18-wheelers of America. I have so many books. I do not know whether one 18-wheelers can accommodate me. Swami Turiyananda was in Benares. He was a Nora Brahman, as I said. He said, you boys think that you serve me. I also serve you. I take care of your spiritual side, and you take care of my physical side. So that is the way we reciprocate. Swami Anubhavananda, 28 April 1957, Konkan Sevashram. It was summer. I carried a glass of sharbat to Swami Turiyananda. He sipped it. And then he said, that's okay. Well, Maharaj, why did you not finish it? Well, no, I really liked it. I want to control my tongue. Bhagavatam says, Jitam sarvam jiti rashi. The person who has control over the tongue, he has control over the other sense organs. You see, these monks are the great trainers. They train the next generation. Some people are so greedy. They eat. They have no control over their tongues. It's happened, some devotees from Calcutta brought a lot of sweets and fried food and a lot of things for Swami Vijnananda. So he looked, it was brought to him. Swami Vijnananda, another disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. He was the last monastery, direct disciple, president of the Ramakrishna order. He dedicated the Ramakrishna temple in Belur Math in 1938. So he was, see, a lot of food. He told his attendant, keep the food under my cot. So 3 days over, the attendant was watching that he is not eating and he is not giving to anybody. Then after 3 days he said, throw away everything into the Ganges. You know, he was a little confused. You see, these people are Nora Brahman. So he knows the motivation behind this food. Some people give food with some desires, so that his desires will be fulfilled. No, they will not take it. Anyhow, I shall stop here today. Masatuma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mritturma amritam gamaya, avirabirma yedhi, rudrajatya dakshinam mukam, tenamam pahi nityam, om shanti shanti shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, lead us from death to immortality, light us through and guide us evermore with thy loving presence. Peace, peace, peace be untold.